Hello, this is Dr. Nancy Tremblay with Your Healthcare Arsenal podcast. This podcast is designed for that person who knows there's a better way towards health and wellness. They just don't know what that better way is. And my hope for you is that with each passing episode, you get closer to being your own best expert. So today we have Mary Mirro, who is originally she was got her registered nursing degree from the Indiana University Purdue University. Let's see, it's a little redundant on my part, but the most interesting thing at age 48, I believe, she went back and got her doctorate in psychology from the Illinois School of Professional Psychology in Chicago, and she became in 2022 an certified EFT emotional freedom technique practitioner through Dawson Church's EFT program. Just wait, we are going to talk about tapping to release emotional distress in a much more detailed way. And so here is Mary. Is there anything specific that you feel called to talk about? Or no, and no is okay too.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are hesitant about seeking help. And I feel like there is a big mental health crisis right now where people are often suffering in silence because they really don't know what to do. Maybe they're scared to go get help. They're afraid that, for whatever reason, maybe they're afraid their insurance won't cover it, or
Right.
or they won't be able to get across what's bothering them, or maybe they don't even understand what's bothering them. They have had so many what I call like pile-ons in their life, so many little traumas or circumstances where life has just become such a struggle for them that they're kind of beaten down. And these are the
I
people that often have chronic pain, and they have often are home. They pretty much stay home because they don't engage in life. They don't feel good about engaging in life. They see nothing hopeful in the future. And it's so sad.
Yes. Oh, I love where this is going.
And I feel like everyone can benefit from a little tool that this is called tapping, that there's plenty of videos on YouTube that they can get some information about it, and they can get free help. They can just go online and they can sit through a session and actually just tap on the points as whoever it is they're watching. Let's say it's Nick Ortner, or it could be Dawson Church or Gary Craig. These are great people, tapping people in the tapping world that has given up their time and energy to help people. And they've been tremendous. And people don't, they actually benefit if the problem that's being worked on in the video doesn't match up with their own problem, let's say. Just by tapping, their own inner wisdom takes over and they still benefit.
Huh.
Isn't
Let's
that amazing?
let's it really is amazing. And I have a couple of questions because I'm familiar with tapping.
Okay.
Um, so here's my questions. Is it something that you can do as a just a routine, like you're having your coffee in the morning and you do the tapping, or is it like when you get provoked to a certain state, you need to
Actually,
tap?
both. Both. I think it's a excellent morning routine and evening routine. It's something that you can kind of scan your body. When you get up in the morning, and if you're sitting having coffee, just kind of run through the list of things in the morning that you are going to do. That's on your to-do list, let's say. Okay.
Sure.
Or,
A
and
lot of us
just
do that.
a lot of us do that. And notice how you feel about those things. Let me give you an example. You might have to pay a bill and you're looking at that number. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've got enough money. How am I going to make it the rest of this month? What am I going to do? Instead of getting so frantic and panicky about it, start tapping on that and just go right into the points. And there's points on the face, right at the inside eyebrow, side of the eye. You don't have to be perfect with this. There is no right
Uh-huh.
or wrong way of doing tapping, period. Under the eye, under the nose, here, the collarbone, under the arm, at the wrist, in the midline, top of the head. And if you forget what those points are, it's fine. Tap just here. You don't, and what the main thing is, you're tapping on a specific point. It's like to get the energy flowing. When we have a problem, our energy gets stuck and we start obsessing about that problem. And what tapping does is it actually calms the nervous system down so that we can start processing that emotion, that fear that we're experiencing in that moment of not of feeling we don't have enough money to pay that bill. It also, once you're calmed down, ideas start coming in the mind.
Ah,
And the
yes.
person starts then remembering, oh, okay, I'm going to get paid the end of this week. Oh, that person, that I can actually sell something online if I need to. I'm going to have a garage sale. Or maybe I could talk to that business or whatever it is. Maybe I can make split payments. Maybe I don't have to pay it all at one time. There's solutions to almost every problem. It's just that when we're in such a high emotional, intense state, let's say on a scale 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, if we're between 8 and 10, our brains go offline, literally. And we start having these looping thoughts about ourselves or our life. I'm not enough. I'm a failure. I'll never make it. Something's wrong with me. Tap on all of those thoughts. That's where you're at that point. Just tap on your story. Whatever your story, whatever your thoughts are taking you or telling you. And then notice your body kind of calming down. You might notice that all at once you start yawning, or you might
Yes, you
start
sigh or you
hiccupping,
yawn.
or sighing, or your stomach starts gurgling, or your shoulders start relaxing. These are all indicators that your energy's moving, which is a great thing. Also, drink water.
Ah, yes.
Very important. When you're doing energy work, you need that water to keep the energy moving. It helps. Keep hydrated.
Yes.
So, yes. So, back to your point of, well, when should I tap? Tap in the morning, in the evening, or whenever you're experiencing these looping thoughts. Something keeps coming
Yes.
up. It's like gnawing
We
at you.
all have them.
We all have
Yes.
them. Like these little things happen to us, right? Someone may have said something to you that has just ticked you off, and it's like, gosh, that's all you're thinking about. Tap on that. I'm so angry. Why did that person say that to me? Just tap on that and notice. notice the calmness happening and notice other emotions coming up. The most intense ones will come up first, such as anger or rage or shame. Shame is such a high intensity toxic emotion, and it's scary. It scares us because shame is one that we're not proud that we have, but it's one that it's normal, and it's one that can be processed and we can let it go so that other
Yeah.
emotions come up.
I think that's the thing is that we all have these defeating thoughts,
We
and
sure do.
we all have and for most of us there's this one repeating thought that runs us behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It's like the monkey on the or the hamster on the wheel or the monkey driving the bus, and we don't even know it's there. It's like the backs of our eyeballs. We can't see it
exactly.
unless we really do some inner work and start to
Mhm.
calm our obsessive neurotic minds enough to
Right.
hear that. And for me, it's I can't do enough. And that's why
Okay.
I'm like I have a I'm always doing more. I want to do more. I need to reach more people. I need to do more. I need to do this. I need to do this training. I'm
Yeah.
always doing.
You're always doing.
And my challenge is to just be. And I've used some meditation recently to replace I can't do enough with the work is done. Once
Okay.
the work is done, I can sit still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but all of us have that, and it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
But when we're stressed, it will take a bigger role and take a bigger piece of our emotional and mental brain.
Mhm.
And then that's why we ruminate on things, I
Yes.
think.
I think
And
we do
and
too.
this is where we can start tapping.
Yes. Yes. There's always all these negative thoughts to have a positive intent. You know, and the positive
Hmm.
intent really is it's generally to protect us or, keep us safe or something like that.
Yes.
So, the it's important to actually listen to that positive or that intent, whatever that negativity is. I can never do enough. What is it trying to help me with?
It's probably trying to help me with survival because we're all just like the same models from 10,000 years ago where we lived in tribes and we lived off the earth, and
Sure.
everybody had a job and everybody had to contribute for the safety and uh the longevity of our group.
Yeah.
um
Yeah,
mhm.
but the issue becomes it's in conflict with the part of you that wants to do so much.
Yes, tell me
You,
more about that.
okay, so part of you mentioned that you've got a lot of things on your plate, kind of, right?
Hmm.
You book a lot of things, you're doing a lot of things. And then another part of you is saying, "Oh, you know, I'm doing too much. It's way too much. I can't do all this." So you got a conflict
Hmm.
there. And
Exactly.
yeah, so it's really being aware of what both parts of you need, both what both parts of you want, and what's important to them. And often it's the same thing. They both want peace and calm in your life. They both want a feeling of fulfillment. That part of you that wants you to slow down or feels like you're overburdening yourself is saying, "Well, I can't do all this," you know? But that other part, I have to do it. I have to help so many people, but they can work together. If they talk together, try to get both of them, hear from both of them. And then we ask that one part, are you willing to participate in this? Are you willing to let me know what I need Sometimes I need to just stop and rest or go for a walk. Or maybe I need a week vacation. Or maybe I need to go have lunch with a friend. Are you willing? Is that part of me willing to tell me, hey, stop, put the brakes on a little bit, call somebody, let's meet up for coffee? And sometimes that's all it needs. It just needs a little nurturing, little break. Then you can go back feeling more energized and ready to do what you like to do. And you also might decide, you know what? I don't really need to do all of that. My life is pretty good, And I'm willing to not be perfect at this. I can't reach
Mhm.
everybody. I can't do everything. I can be enough. I can do enough. And that should be good enough.
Yes.
Or some of us, high achievers tend to be very perfectionistic.
No,
Do
me
you
never. No, never. Just kidding.
really?
Just kidding.
Okay. I'm, I, and no one can achieve perfectionism. We
Right.
can't
No,
reach that. And self-care is extremely important. We do need to prioritize ourselves and what it is that we need, because if we can't take care of ourselves, we're not able really to be fully present for anyone else.
we're no good. Right.
I know
Right.
we're
So
not good.
let's
Yeah.
talk. I want to circle back on that note. I want to circle back to what we talked about at the very beginning was a lot of people are going through a really difficult time,
Hmm.
more and more being, like you said, loaded on.
Yeah.
And a couple of questions I have about that. Do you find there's a difference between men recognizing that they need help and pursue the help versus women?
Very much so.
I know it's
Very much.
unfortunate. I see that in my business too.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe men are a little reluctant in seeking help until there's actually like a crisis in their life. And then they
Right.
may be more willing at that point. But I encourage men to get help too, because, we all deserve peace and happiness in our life, no matter, and the other thing is we need to be able to live in the moment. Depression is like we're stuck in the past, where we've repressed emotions that we've never processed, never dealt with, memories that are still bothering us, regrets, guilt, whatever, failures in our life that we've never dealt with. Or we're living in anxiety, which is fear of the future. And all of that takes us away from enjoying our present moment, which is
Yes.
enjoying that nice cup of coffee or that beautiful walk or being with a friend and just talking about fun things, not problems
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Mm. Yes.
So, we're all filled with a lot of stuff on our minds right now, work, family. Families don't live so close together anymore. It's, often kids live far away. And, each area of life, the young people have their own concerns. Middle aged people have their concerns. Elderly have their concerns. And each life transition is challenging for people. And I love working with people that go through these life challenges. Recently, I have a lady that just turned 65, and she's unhappy in her job. There was an incident that happened that she felt unsupported by her boss, and she's really debating. She can't afford to stop, and she doesn't know what to do. So we did a lot of tapping on it. And then she told me that she was going on a cruise. Okay, so I said,
Ooh,
that sounds great. So she went on this cruise and she came back and she said, "You won't believe it. I have made a big life transition. I signed up for this. I'm going to be a cruise like working franchise." She bought
director
into the
kind of.
franchise. Yes.
Wow.
And I said, "Really?" I was like, "That's so," and it was like a light bulb turned on for her. She had been so immersed and stuck in her job and her work and feeling horrible, unsupported, but desperate because she had to work. And after, we worked together a while, and she went on that cruise, she had time to relax, and she was like felt like a new person. So
That's
it
wonderful.
isn't that great? So
Yes.
everyone, sometimes dreads getting into that next phase of their life, let's say like menopause, but there are advantages of menopause too, Our kids are often at an age where you
Hmm.
become empty nesters and you can start doing more things for yourself. And so if there's some issues there, let's work on it. Is there guilt? Do you feel like you're over, you're helping do you need to set boundaries with people, with your kids, with other people? These are all
Yes,
things that are
boundaries.
you can use
Absolutely.
tapping on. That's
I
really
love it. I
wonderful.
love it. I love it. And um, in our community, the Undercover Vitality community, I have a course that's called Instant Clarity. And what it does, it uses your body to instantly take you from that flight or fight, anxious, worrisome state into a state of and you and I know the parasympathetic state, but it's the breathe and relieve state where there is wisdom
Yeah.
and there is clarity. That's why I call it instant clarity. And the tapping, although I don't teach that, it sounds like what that does, and I'm pretty sure what it does is it's stimulating certain meridians, acupuncture meridians. Is that
Yes,
true?
that's true.
To
Correct.
bring us, same thing, out of that flight or fight
Fight or fight.
state into
Right.
into a state
Hmm.
of ease, wisdom,
Yeah.
and resourcefulness, where we
Resourcefulness
can
is huge.
and I think that's how our angels communicate with us when we're in that state. If we're overwhelmed with this human burden of like all the stuff, we
Yeah.
have to almost rise above for our angels to be able to communicate. And that's when you
Yeah.
get those Shazam moments like, I'm going to work for a cruise line.
I know. It's like, wow.
Yes. But you
Exactly.
can't get that. You
No,
can't go get those messages when you're
no.
so
If
like
you're stuck,
stuck. And
yeah. If you're immersed in those whatever heavy emotions, strong emotions. So I've got an ebook that's free for anybody, and
ooh,
I downloaded it myself so that you would know. But it's on my Facebook page, and it's
wonderful.
it's free. People can go and sign up for that and download it and just read it and experiment on themselves
That is cool.
and see what they think. See what they if they like it. Another book
This will
that
be linked.
okay,
We'll link it in the show notes for those
okay,
for our
perfect.
viewers and listeners.
Okay.
And the
Another
other
book
book you
I
have.
really like, You Can Heal Yourself. Have you seen
Yes,
this?
Louise Hay. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Because
Yes.
what I like about it is, especially with chronic pain, people with chronic pain often, can't figure out what the root cause is. and they've had all the tests done, and the doctors have said, you're just going to have to live with this. It's not going to kill you, but it's definite. We've come to the end of our rope. We don't know what else to do to help you. Okay, get a book like this. Also, Dawson Church has other books, and this one right here. This is the back, and it's tapping for back pain.
Ooh.
I love this little book. He's got one on weight loss. He's got
Good.
one
That's cool.
for sports performance,
Ooh.
fibromyalgia,
Wow.
and love relationships. I love that.
Wow.
And highly sensitive people or temperaments. And
Wow.
these are all books that anyone can purchase on Amazon, and they can start using it for themselves.
And you know what I like about the tapping is that, for one, you don't have to go anywhere. You could do
It's
it. You can do it sitting in your recliner.
it's two fingers.
and and it's two fingers. That's right. And it's free.
It's free.
And you can even, yeah, anybody can do it. You could teach kids to do it.
Kids do it.
And
Exactly.
I love that.
I know.
And and you could do it anytime. You don't have to address your fear or or whatever it is that's turmoil in your brain. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to talk to anybody about it. You just do the tapping.
And if you can't identify what the issue is, just connect with whatever the feeling is in your body. My neck pain, my stomach is upset. I feel this heaviness in my body, or overall heaviness. Tap on that. Give it a number from 0 to 10. Okay, 10 being I feel so, weighed down. Then ask yourself, what is weighing me down? Ask little questions like that, and as you tap, there's probably going to be answers right that come right to you. I'm weighed down by worrying about my finances. I'm weighed down by caring for my partner, my parent, my child. I'm weighed down by my work, not liking it, or feeling disempowered, whatever it is. And notice what emotions come up. Often it'll be sadness. And tapping sometimes evokes a lot of, like, we almost get like an ab reaction. It's like, where did that come from? It can start bringing up, people start crying or they start releasing.
Yes.
And that's good.
Yes.
Welcome that. And just know that that's part of the healing. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow. So for our audience and for me,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
I want to memorize these spots.
Yep.
And I think there's 6. Is there 6 spots?
Okay. Can you see this little outline right here?
Almost.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go. That's better.
That better?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go through those
Do.
for the audience. I'll do
Yeah.
them while you
Hey.
tell me what to do.
Okay. I want you, first of all, to identify an area in your body that feels stressed or uncomfortable. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. And give it a number, a 0 to 10.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay.
Right there.
It's okay right there. Okay. So that's your right upper shoulder. Okay. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
start. This is the first point, and it's actually called the setup phrase. Okay. Even though I'm having this right shoulder, is it tension? How would you describe it?
Yeah, tension's a good word. Mm-hmm.
Tension. And
Mm-hmm.
what number did you give it?
A 5.
It's about a 5. I I am okay. I'm doing the best that I can. And I want you to repeat what I say, if you will. And you can change the wording,
Sure.
okay? Even though I
Okay.
have this tension in my right upper shoulder, and I
Mm-hmm.
say it's about a 5 level of intensity. Go ahead and repeat that.
All right. So I've got this tension in my right upper shoulder. It's about a 5. It
Yeah,
feels like tension,
yeah.
and I am doing
I'm doing the
e-
best that I
even.
can,
I'm doing the best I can. I'm
and
doing
I
all the
I
stuff I
accept
can.
I accept myself.
I accept myself. Hmm.
Even though we do this 3 times. It's kind of a setup phrase to allow your body just to kind of get on board with the tapping and settle in. Even though I've got this
Okay.
tension in my right upper shoulder, I want to let it go.
Even though I've got this tension in my right upper shoulder, I want to let it go.
Okay. Inside eyebrow, right at the beginning of the eyebrow, I use 2 or 3 fingers. I have this tension in my right upper shoulder,
I have this tension in my right upper shoulder.
side of the eye. Okay. And then right in line with your eye. And I give it about a 5 intensity.
And I give it about a 5 intensity.
Start breathing. I want to let it go.
I want to let it go.
This tension in my right upper shoulder.
This tension in my right upper shoulder.
As you're doing this, notice any thoughts that come in your mind and anything that you may have done that affected it, or just any other thoughts that are connected with this. This tension in my right upper shoulder.
This tension in my right upper shoulder.
And
It's
right
about a
underneath the
5.
arm, just tapping. And tap as many times as you want. It actually feels kind of good. I usually
It
tap
does.
5 to 10 times, just very gently. You don't have to pound or anything like that. Tapping right here. And then one hand at the top of your head. This tension in my right upper shoulder.
This tension in my right upper shoulder.
Take a deep breath. I usually have people take a drink of water. Then I'll say, I sometimes do 2 or 3. It depends on what the issue is. Have them do 2 or 3 rounds of that. But now I
Hmm.
want you to reassess that tension in your right upper shoulder. Has it stayed the
Def-
same? Is it higher? Is it lower?
I say it's definitely different. It feels like it's dispersing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a 5
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
It's probably down to a 3 or a 4, and it kind of is like surging and then going away, and then surging and then going away.
Okay.
So it's definitely different.
Okay. So then that's, you tap on that. You notice what the difference is. Okay. If it
Hmm.
increases, you know, that is, it is just gives you information. Okay, it's worse.
Sure.
So then I tap on, be more specific about it. And so it's for you, it's a little bit lower, but you're noticing a little more different characteristics about it. Okay.
Yes.
It
So
feels
then I would go
like a
through the same
surging.
routine again.
Yeah. So you do the
Yes.
tapping again. This
Oh,
surging
start at the
pain.
eyebrow. Hmm.
Yes. Then
The
side of the eye.
surging pain,
Uh-huh.
and it's more at the clavicle. And I feel like there's a sense of worry that's associated with it.
Okay. Get in
And
contact with that. Yeah.
mhm.
This worry. connected to that pain or connected to that tension. Just allow your mind to give you information, and it will. And, without saying what that worry is, just acknowledge it. Acknowledge what that worry is. Sometimes getting clarity about the problem is the most important thing. Because until we have clarity about whatever issue we're dealing with, we can't do anything about it. We can't come up with a plan.
Right.
We can't come up with any kind of resources or solutions.
True.
Okay,
If you don't know
reassess
what it
that.
is.
So this is my way of testing whether the pain is leaving or not. Okay, how is
It's
that?
definitely leaving. It's not on the left upper shoulder. It's more like right here behind my collarbone.
Okay.
And it's at a 2, maybe a 3 now. So it's still there, but if I didn't think about it, I wouldn't feel it.
Uh-huh.
But it's still right there.
Okay, so I would continue this remaining pain.
Tapping on the
This
eyebrow,
remaining
starting
pain,
there.
which is now
Remaining
near
pain,
my collarbone,
which is now near my collarbone.
side of the eye.
And even as I do this, I feel like it's relieving it.
Okay. Now, is the worry still coming up for you? Are you
No, I
connecting?
feel a sense of like I want to release it.
Okay.
Like the worry is unfounded or unnecessary.
Okay. Okay. It's almost like your mind is telling you you can let it go.
Right.
You
Right.
can handle this, whatever it is that you're dealing with. You have the resources to
Right.
handle it, right?
Right.
Resources
Right.
too are in the form of our qualities. Like it may take courage to deal with a problem. It may take assertiveness. It may take kindness. It may take love. It may take being more responsible and actually hitting it head on, whatever the problem is. But tapping helps give you clarity about what the problem is. And it actually, as you tap more and more, it gives you information on how to solve the problem, which I think
Wow.
is major.
Yes, and the talking through it and
Yes.
doing it 3 times was very illuminating, and then recognizing what what emotion, what my brain was just whispering to me as I was doing it,
Yeah.
and then speaking that out loud. I think
Mhm.
that's really important.
Very important. How is that pain now?
It is nearly gone, and my shoulder feels like it's an inch lower than what it was.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
hmm
Very good.
hmm That was super powerful. That was
That's
great.
great.
And I know my audience is going to follow along with that
Ah,
and probably replay this a few times
I hope
so
so.
that they can use it themselves.
That's what
Because
I'm encouraging them to do.
we love easy, fast, cheap, free, even better.
I know. I know.
All
Another
love
thing
that
I
kind of
think,
stuff.
Nancy, is very helpful is having them actually take a piece of paper. If they're
hmm
unsure about a problem, take a piece of paper and draw a circle in the middle. And so what I did, I put problem. Yeah. So take a piece of
Yes, in the
paper.
middle.
Yeah. And put a, yeah. So you start with the problem, putting that in the middle. Then you start making lines. How do I feel about this problem? Okay. I'm angry about it. I feel guilty about it. Let's say it's a financial bill or something like that. You overspent or whatever. I feel guilty about it. I regret doing it. I I'm fearful about what's going to happen as a result of my decision. You know, I blame
Wow.
myself or I blame someone else. And rate all of those 0 to 10, how strong you feel that anger, how strong you feel that regret or whatever. Then tap on all of that, and you have evidence in front of you that tells you that that's your way of testing. Okay, I was at an 8 with regret. Now I'm down to a 1. You can say to yourself, is it really regret or is it something else? Maybe it's just loss. Maybe it's something else. But you start getting it's a great way to get information about your problems
Yes.
and about
Yes.
about how you live your life. You can make new
Absolutely.
decisions about yourself, how you spend your money, who you want to be around, how you spend your time,
Sure.
things like that.
Sure.
You can make new decisions about, I need to set stronger boundaries with people. I need to be more direct with a person or people that I'm working with or live with. I need to
Right.
ask for more help.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's a big one.
A
It
lot of
really
all
is.
these are big ones.
They are. They are. But until we confront what the issue is and why we're upset, we're going to feel depressed or we're going to feel anxious because we haven't found solutions to those problems, or we're still living in the past with all the regrets or the guilt or that you can let go of.
Right.
We all make mistakes in our life, every one of us, but we don't have to live with that regret or guilt. It's killing us,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
We
Right.
deserve, every one of us deserves a good life, some
Absolutely.
freedom, peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Definitely. It's such a wonderful world that we live in. And
Gosh, we are so
so many.
blessed. We're
We
so blessed,
are.
aren't we? Really. We need
With
to look
all the modern
around.
technologies and the
No,
travel we can do and the beauty and I mean, um, yeah, we don't have to fight to live anymore. So we just need to,
that's right.
yeah,
Even
let
though in our
go.
minds, that if that fight or flight is constantly activated,
Hmm.
it feels like we're constantly fighting.
Yes, we
But
don't
we
need to.
need to get that calmed down. It's not actually for our physical health, too. If we are
Oh, yes.
constantly in fight or flight mode, that's blood pressure goes up.
Dangerous.
Oh my gosh, GI problems start. Chest,
Hmm.
heart problems start.
Hmm.
And
And they're
it does
realizing your
terrible
DNA.
wear and
Yep,
tear on our bodies.
exactly. Yep,
And it's
exactly.
really up to us this is just a self-care. It helps us, get rid of those emotions that are not supposed to be lingering on. Emotions are supposed to be processed and released.
Processed, released, accepted as feedback, and
That's
then
right.
move on.
That's right. And yeah, that's right. Learn from them. Learn
Learn.
from our mistakes and move on, right?
Hmm. Right.
So if
Right.
anyone would like to, I give a free 15-minute consultation to anyone that is kind of curious about it or would just like to talk to me and see if it's something that might be helpful for them. I'm happy to talk to them.
That is super. And I'm sure that's in the contact information that we will share in
Yes.
our show notes.
Thank you, Nancy.
Mary, this has been so super. I learned so much. Thank you so much for going through the whole tapping thing with me.
You're so
I
welcome.
think just having done it with you, just and going through it 3 times and asking the
Mhm.
questions and saying, I'll be able to do that now on my own. No problem.
I'm
No
sure.
problem.
Thank you so
Hmm.
much for having me.
Well, this has been lovely. Thank you so much, Mary Mirro. And to all of our audience and our listeners out there, this has been your healthcare arsenal. And my hope for you is that with each passing episode, you get closer to being your own best expert. Bye for now.
Bye bye.